funniness.
Oh, sorry, hang on.
I thought I had the wrong video because I saw Alan on the screen.
No, we're here. We're live and we're here, Tracy. Alan does the Wisdom Builder training every Friday. And sometimes I've watched this actually a couple of times this week, and you guys are going to have the pleasure of meeting Alan's parents this week. And Lawrence and Marjorie have been an inspiration for me for many years. They run the Wisdom Builder Retreat. They've opened up all their trainings to us, even their website. We have access to their Better Product Proven Guide. They've just been so what's the word, like, just so helpful. And we're not even part of their team, and sometimes when I hear them speak, I think the message that Lawrence shared a couple of weeks ago was very, very powerful, because it just really hit home as to why I stuck it out. Especially back then, it was a lot harder to build this business. We didn't have all the tools. We didn't have the easy peasy cell phones and internet, and plus we had to order the product and deliver it. You as customers could not order directly from the company. So it was a labor intensive business. But when you hear and meet Lawrence and Marjorie and the culture of this company, you're going to know why many, many people for many, many years have stuck it out. And it's because of the people and how they feel about people. And this message I found was really powerful. We'll have a discussion around this, because it really is the core to building your business, to customer retention, to connecting with people, to building relationships, to building trust, because that's really the journey, and that's what's going to get you to build solid residual income. Okay, so yeah, we'll have a discussion after we listen to Lawrence.
We're going to jump right into it. Lawrence Clark, for anyone that may be newer, is Lawrence and his wife Marjorie are the ones that shared Neolife with Nicole and me 24 years ago. They built an international president's team size business and have been consistently on the international president's team, I guess it's safe to say, for decades now, and just a wealth of knowledge, information, and a ton of help to all of us. So without further ado, Lawrence, I want to turn it over to you. It sounds like you are going to be sharing with us how to lovingly draw people into our business and greatly increase our chances of success. So can't wait to hear what you have to share. Thank you.
Thank you. And not only am I going to talk about that, but how to enjoy the business more also at the same time. And it really starts with having a focus that I think we all agree on, but a focus sometimes we lose in trying to do the business. Sometimes it's hard to do two things at the same time if you're like me. But it's something we've got to keep going back to. And so what I'm going to talk about today, again, I know everyone, that's the type of people we draw, is what we're going to talk about today. People that want to help other people and care about them. But while we're trying to do this business and being so caught up in how great these products are, and some people that are trying to rely on this business to pay for their mortgage and things like that, it's just so easy sometimes to switch our focus onto just making money and lose that focus of making friends and helping people. And so again, talking about this subject, don't turn off your mind thinking, oh, I already agree with that. I'm already doing that. Again, we sometimes don't do that. We lose that focus. And why do I think I think it will make you not only more money, but that'll make you happier, is you can see rich people who go after and make a fortune, how after they make that fortune, more money than they can spend, they start thinking, I want to start a charity. I want to invest in other people, because they saw they weren't just happy making money. They want to make a difference. Now, some rich people never get to that wise, but some of them do. And God designed us and our bodies hormonally, that when we help other people and we give to other people, that what happens is good happy hormones are released from our body. It just automatically happens. God just made our bodies to be like that. But sometimes, again, life is so busy, we can just focus in on we can easily just focus in on ourselves and our family so easily and not have time to make new friends and other people. And, moms are famous at doing that. They're happy just to have their kids around them and their husband and, maybe going to church and spending a few hours at church with other people, that they can just live in that and enjoy it. But your kids are going to move out. And more importantly, your kids want more than that. And as we saw during the COVID epidemic, when kids were not being able to relate to other people and see other people, the suicide rate went up and depression rate went up huge in kids. So our kids are looking at us, and so they want to see us wanting more. So don't feel like you're taking away from your kids and your loved ones when you're doing this business. You're not. Everybody wins when we get past ourselves and we care about others in doing this business. And again, I'm a big research guy like just most of y'all. And all of us on this, listening to this video today, want to live healthier and longer lives, right? And research shows that people who have a group of people around them are happier and live longer. But in this society, again, it's so easy to shrink into just seeing our own lives and just caring about that and letting details, the tyranny of the urgent, just control us and not get past ourselves to give to others. And this business can let us do two things at once: help our family to have more money, but it can also help us to make an impact on others if we keep our focus on that. And again, with 24-hour entertainment available to us at all times through our phone and computer and TV, again, we just don't realize how much time dissipates, and we think we don't have time to give that power hour when we could, if we really looked hard and honest in our life. And again, it's hard starting to do this business, but when you start getting that feedback of people thanking you for it, that reward, those hormones of joy and happiness start manifesting themselves in your body. Whereas, hey, immediate gratification, turn on the TV. Long-term satisfaction, a life lived longer is not those that look at TV, it's those that make an impact in people. And so when we're going through that power hour, don't just think of it as, can I get them as a customer? Can I get them as a customer? Boy, I've worked, for 2 weeks and I have, I've made a lot of new Facebook friends, but I haven't made any money yet from those friends. Again, that is such short-term, immediate gratification thinking that none of us want our kids to be caught up in immediate gratification. That's what leads to drugs, right? You can get happiness, you think, real quick with the drug, and they can fall into that. You want to show them not to live for immediate gratification, but for the long term. People that start businesses and that make money are those people that think in the long term, not immediate gratification. Most of the people have just had a job. They've never started a large successful business. They don't know that every one of those people that made a large successful business, 99% of them did it by working far more than 10 hours a week. Some of them had a job, but they still had to invest far more than 10 hours a week. And it was years for most of them before they ever got out of the red, much less made a profit. They were paying their employees more than they were making sometimes, if you talk to big business people for a while. And so, again, but it's so easy for people to do this business and do that power hour. And, if they don't get something immediately, they think it's a waste. But it's like farming. There's so many people that start gardens. They eat some fruit, a tomato from their friend that's got a garden, and that tomato doesn't taste anything like the ones they buy at the store. It tastes great. And so they think, I would like a garden. And they do all that hard work of planting, and then they find out it's going to take a while before they can eat a tomato. And they're going to have to still do some more work of watering and weeding and waiting. And most people don't end up persevering, and they end up not getting hardly any fruit out of it because the weeds and the and the bugs and the drought just end up with no real fruit from all their work because they didn't persevere. And so this talk, I think, again, if we can keep that focus in on making a difference and caring about people, and you never know where people are at that you're making friends with on Facebook. You never know what they're going through. We live in such a negative world. Very few people are really asked sincerely, how are you doing? What's happening with you? How's your health doing? They live in a world where everybody's so much on the go that they don't take time to talk to each other. And you can make a difference in their life. I remember looking at a survey just a while back. And when they surveyed people that year, 16% of those people they surveyed had seriously considered suicide in the last 30 days. 16%. That's more than 1 out of 10 that you're going to make friends with. You don't know what they're going through. They don't tell people that. I'm depressed. I'm fighting through this. You don't know when you make that friend, when you send that happy birthday greeting that Alan talked about, and doing it early to show them they're special. That just sets you apart. That makes them feel like, oh, you didn't just do it because it's that day. You even thought about it the day before to do it. You don't know what that means to them. I've done that. I've been doing that for years. And I've had some people tell me, wow, thank you so much. That really encouraged me. And again, I know there are multitudes more that think that and happens to them, but they're not going to tell me because we live in a world that people have been dumbed down through entertainment and don't have good communication skills. I see it all the time. And so, again, I just hope we can learn to be in this for the long run, because you're going to see when you send, some of these friends you're making, when you send them birthday greetings for a couple of years, this business is all about timing. When they get a bad boss, when they get a job promotion and it turns out that it's not as good as they thought for that little extra pay. In fact, it's more, they're making less per hour. Or their kid has an accident, or they have a car that goes bad they weren't counting on fixing, and they need to make some extra money. They're going to think of you, because people like to work with people that they enjoy having a relationship with. People like to buy from people they have a relationship with. And so everybody's going to have a health concern usually in the future, which is going to increase them wanting help when their health goes. They'll give everything to get their health back. And you want to be there. You want to connected with them in life. I was listening to an MLMer that's been quite successful just a while back on a podcast, and they talked about that very thing. They said, I don't go out just to make a sale. I go out to connect with people because I enjoy that, and I know it helps them, and I end up having a bigger business because of it. And so again, when you're doing that power hour, do it focused on making friends and caring about people, and you're going to be surprised at what happens. Yes, it's going to be a small percentage of those, but what a difference you made in their life. Again, think about if that person hadn't reached you or Neil Life, where you would be today. So many people lose perspective because they've only had a job, and so they don't make money quickly. They think, oh, this isn't for me. I've seen so many people do that, start off in Neil Life, and then they don't make money very quickly. And they think this isn't for me, or Neil Life's not a great opportunity, and they think I'll go look somewhere else. And yet they never consistently gave hours. Just think if you gave 6 hours a week and you ended up building a director-sized business, just making $1,000 a month. You're working on average, you're making, you're working 5-6 hours a week. So if you made $1,000, what would that be like in a job? That'd be like, if you work a job, when you count the driving time and everything that's involved, you're spending at least 50 hours a week at a full-time job. So that's like making $100,000 at your job, working those hours. So many people, don't look at Neolife realistically. They've never stopped and counted up. People that have a director-sized business have never stopped and looked at how much they made per hour because of the residual income that this business makes. And so, you know, I knew the ex-president of the Direct Selling Association worldwide, and he had owned numerous MLMs in his past. And when I met him, he wasn't the president of the Direct Selling Association. He owned an MLM that was larger than Neolife, and I think it still is. And he had worked really hard. He put in a lot of hours to build that MLM business. And he continued to work a lot of hours and had a lot of pressure. But he was paying one of his distributors more money than he was making. And he said, you know, I don't like this pressure. I'd like some flexibility and some time freedom. Money can just, you know, can just do you so much good in life if you don't have the time. And so he ended up selling that MLM to that distributor, and he signed up to become a distributor. That's how great network marketing can be if you do it right. I myself I personally wouldn't want to own Neolife. I'd much rather be a distributor. I can tell you, you know, that I appreciate not having all the pressure on me of making all those huge, big decisions they have to make all the time. And so again, let's focus in on making friends and helping people. And again, if you go back and look at that inviting formula, you know, which I was just looking at Josh do it. He has a YouTube, Josh Clark, and I was just looking at him do the inviting formula. And no, Alan did a great job. And I like to hear different people do it because I'm ADD. So hearing the same person over and over is a little tough for me. So I like to switch it up. But that formula is just so awesome. And again, what is it saying? It says this. This is what I always like to lead with when I got a new distributor. Would you like to know how to avoid no's? Yes. That's the greatest fear everybody has. I said, don't ever ask them, anybody, if they want something unless they've already told you they do. Duh. And they go, wow, you teach that? Yes, we teach that. And again, that's just making friends. See, that's connecting with people, finding out about them. That's how our system is built. And if we can keep our focus on that, we are going to enjoy our business a lot more. And we're going to be a lot more successful. It won't happen overnight, but if we're consistent, it will happen. So I'm going to stop there because I want to keep the time short. But thank you for everybody that's invested time in looking at this. And I do want to say this. I can remember before a big event, I met a guy at a gym that was opening a business. And it was a week before the event. And I thought, should I invite him to that event with all he's got going on? All this pressure of opening up, all this money he's invested into it, and he's still got things to do before that he's advertised, this is when it opens. I thought, he'll never have the time to go to this event. But I thought, ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, keep knocking and the door shall be open. I say, hey, I've already got to know, why not ask? And I asked him and I was shocked. He said, yes, I'd like to go. And he got an airplane ticket, paid a lot of money for it since he was doing it at the last moments. You never know. Ask people if they want to come with you. People love it when people would say, hey, I'd love to spend time with you and we can write it off as a business expense. Come with me. So Alan, I'll turn it back over to you.
There we go. There we have it. So many golden nuggets. What stood out for you guys? You can just show your video and unmute.
Getting back to the basics and building relationships and asking questions.
Yeah.
It's a big thing. It's about having the heart to ask questions and not just try to give them something. They have to be open to it and interested in it. And yeah, questions till you figure out what they really want.
Yeah. Because sometimes we look at someone, Shelley, I know, I used to do this where I think, they really need this business. Oh, they really need the products, or they should, right?
Yeah.
You can't pull people, they have to be open, there's nothing wrong with like building that relationship and trust and letting them know, oh my God, I would love to have you on my team. You'd be awesome. And nothing wrong with saying that, but find out more about them. The more you find out more about them, like Tracy, oh my God, we talked for months.
Mhm.
And I just kept saying, "Oh, you'd be so awesome." Right. Until she was ready, right, to jump on. Right. So yeah, you got to really get to know them and know their heart and what they truly want and what they love. Right.
Yeah, a nice community and making friends and making good use of that power hour.
Mhm.
That's,
Yes.
that there's that support within the community, and then with that support, it helps you to actually build your community even larger. And
Mhm.
commitment, staying consistent.
Mhm. Yeah, that's why with Alan having those power hours for everybody, really keeping people more, okay, I got to get on there. I got to do that. Like it's a scheduled hour that you're going to be doing your business,
Mhm.
right? And without any distractions, just doing that for a solid hour.
Mhm.
I found I was doing it sporadically, and I thought I'm going to try this and see, and I'm really enjoying it too. Like it's like that 1 hour boom, just sitting down on my phone and just reaching out to people, talking to people, connecting with people. Yeah,
And sometimes it's not about Neolife. It's just, how are you doing?
absolutely.
Because you're building a relationship. It's not, oh, she's calling again because she wants to know about this. It's no, I'm interested in you. And often when you do ask somebody about something, how their kids did in their dance class or whatever it happens to be, or how they were when they went away, um, often they will then come back and mention about the products or their health anyways, because they have you on the phone.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just before I got on, about 10 minutes before, there was this girl, Vanessa, she wasn't feeling well. So anyway, I called her. I said, hey, I just want to know how you're doing. What are you taking? Are you taking the ginger or the garlic or whatever? Like we were talking. She says, yeah, my stomach's bad. So we talked about that. And I said, I'm just calling just to see how you feel because you weren't feeling too good yesterday. Right. So she said, oh, thanks for calling. So like you said, make friends and genuinely, right? Because that's important because they can see fake when you're fake, right? So yeah, you speak from the heart and you really care about them. So yeah, she was happy I called.
Nice. Any other examples? I had somebody that I met at yoga a couple months ago, and her husband has dementia, and she's got 4 little kids. And she seemed really interested. I sent her information. We talked about life and the products and how just to help the support. And anyway, she never didn't have time to watch the videos, and then she got busy. Then kids are out of school, and so I had the feeling that she was avoiding me a little bit at some of the yoga classes after that. So I left it. And then she hadn't been around for a couple of weeks. And then I texted her, I said, hey, I haven't seen you at yoga. I hope everything's okay. I know you're probably really busy. And she goes, oh my God, Nada, I got my kids in camp. I'm running around. Now they're home. Blah, blah, blah. And she was giving me all this stuff about her kids. And all I said was, boy, do I miss those days. That's all I said. And then today at yoga, she said, yeah, she goes, how old are your kids? And I just told her a little bit. I said, I said, you know what? You're probably running around like a chicken with your head cut off, but man, it goes by so fast. And then you want those days back. And then we just started talking about other stuff and about schools and, how she's has her kids on Montessori and she's trying to get them into another school. And anyways, we just talked about her kids and that was it. And I left it. And then she said, it was really nice talking with you today. And I said, I'll see you at yoga next week. She goes, okay, have fun in Vegas. And that was it. So again, we started with the Neolife thing, but not ready, right? But one day she might be, right? One day she might be. She might just, because she said, I'm so tired running around with my kids, right? And that's But okay, I know she's tired now, so we'll just leave it. And maybe one day the conversation will go there and maybe it won't. But she was really grateful just to have a nice chat. Right. So just remember that. I know like sometimes we get kind of we know that we have something that can help them, right? But they have to be ready. And that's when we have to sit back and just build that trust. Right.
I have a question. So if she says, oh, I'm really tired and this, and that, would you then say, because like, you say, well, well, I have
No,
something that could help.
Because she's
You
already
wouldn't say that?
avoided. No, not yet.
Oh, okay. Because of that
didn't want-
initial thing.
I did not want the conversation to go there. Maybe the next time or the time after. I
Mhm.
really wanted to know that we could have a conversation without Neolife being in there.
Right.
Because I know I'm going to see her, right? Maybe
Yeah.
if I would never see her again, if there would not have been a second opportunity or many opportunities, maybe I would have maybe
Mhm.
mentioned a little bit something. But because I know I'm going to see her again, I had to
Yeah.
really and hold back.
Yeah.
Okay. And Shelley, I know you asked me about the inviting formula, and Josh did put up on YouTube. So I just Googled Josh Clark 4-step inviting formula, and it's in YouTube. But it is in the back. It is in the Wisdom Builder. I know there was a section where he has all his videos as well. Okay, but I just Googled it. Yeah, it's a 4-step inviting formula, and then the triple
Oh,
opt
sorry, 4-7?
4-step
Oh,
inviting formula.
4-step inviting for, thank you.
The YouTube Josh Clark. I just Googled Josh Clark YouTube inviting formula, and that one came up. So he just has some examples on how he invites people in some of the conversation that he has. So that's if you guys want to listen to that, you can. It's on YouTube. And that Lawrence mentions that his dad, right, mentions that today on the training. That's an old training. That was many years ago when Josh did that, but it's still excellent tool for you guys. And I think somebody had asked a question. Okay, you really had to go. Anybody else? Anything else that stood out?
I came on it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Lynn.
I came
I
on
saw-
a little late. I'm
I
at
know, we
Heather's,
saw you.
and I was
saw you in
doing
the
her
back.
dishes because she's gone off to see the osteopath. So I said, I will do the dishes while you're gone. So I was dutifully doing the dishes, and I thought, I wonder what time it is, because she doesn't have a clock anywhere. She was bragging about that, not having a clock anywhere. So I had to go over to the stove, and it said 7-Eleven. I thought, oh, where's my phone?
Can't see your
So I
eyes.
was late. But when I got on,
Put your computer up a little bit. We can only see your mouse.
oh, okay.
There you go.
That's worse than that, right? Okay, I've got it on my little IKEA stand, but I guess it's just not high enough. I'll have to put it up high. You have to be careful here. I'm gonna put it on her little napkin thing. That might be better. Anyway, it's always good to hear Lawrence. He just sounds so kind, and it was interesting for him to say he was ADHD. I
Yeah.
would have thought of that with him. I thought he was kind of a gentle spirit. But in any case, I came in just as he was talking about the power hour. And I thought, how could I have forgotten that? The power hour. I did. I forgot all about it. I used to do it. It felt frustrating because I'd get on the phone with someone and they'd literally take my whole hour right on my life, right? One person. So I have to master that I've only got a little bit of time. I just wanted to call you and see how you're doing, and then let them tell you how they're doing, and
Well, what Lawrence is talking about is the one that Wisdom Builders, the one that Alan Blaine has set up for every Tuesday and Thursday at 1:00, and Saturdays he did one, and it's just being on your phone, and he every 5 minutes he gives you a task. 5 minutes of messaging, wishing people a happy birthday. 5 minutes of, I did this the other day. I went on the birthdays and I went before their birthdays. Say, hey, I see your birthday's coming up in a couple of days. I just wanted to say, I hope you have a really good day before their birthday.
Mhm.
Or if you miss somebody's birthday, that you can go back and go, I can't believe I missed your birthday. I hope you had a wonderful day. So that you do that, so he gives you a task every 5 minutes in that hour.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was something totally
It's something
different.
that that's his, but definitely I would highly recommend picking an hour when you do and just do a solid hour of following up. Like definitely that's a power hour, especially when you need that kind of something where you're accountable, right? Where you set time and you just do it, right? So yeah.
Because it is an example that we give to people who are becoming our new promoters, and they think, I don't have time to do this business. You only have to take 1 hour a day. You'll be amazed at what you accomplish in 1 hour of power a day.
Yeah. And even if it's an hour, he was even saying 5 to 6 hours a week, right? If you find that there's some days where you can't get your hour, but then you do 1.5 hours one day or 2, you know what I mean? You can, as long as it's, some people say that they have a 20-minute break twice a day at work and they'll do 20 minutes, right? So it just depends on your work schedule, right? As long as you're find something where you're consistently doing something, especially when it comes to following up and connecting with people. Okay.
Can you send the video from tonight? Because Dorothy couldn't go on this. Her internet's not working well. And I think
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I will. Yeah. I always
with family members. She tried to talk to some of them and she's not getting anywhere. So just doesn't know what to say yet.
Yeah. I know. Some of us in the beginning, it's so hard when we get all those no's, right? Yeah. So definitely. I will make sure that I send this out as soon as we're off. I'll put up to my YouTube and I'll send it out to you guys.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Awesome. Anybody have guests coming on at 8? I know it's our kind of last night before we head off to Vegas, but
I might.
okay, good.
One guy today under Jenny.
Okay.
Talking to his mom, who's a promoter, and he got so excited. He loved the upbeat, and if he comes on, he'd be great with a testimonial. He said,
Okay.
upbeat and the elevate. He's tried other things, and nothing has really worked as well as our products. And he's going to university in the fall and doing business. So you almost signed up, but they'll wait until September.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah, for sure. I'll so you let me know. You shoot me a text.
Let me just.
Okay, if he's on. Okay. All right. So we're going to sign off early, and I'm going to get ready for our Zoom. I'm just going to stop the recording for a second. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. I hope this was helpful.
Okay.